They say mountains were not always silent. Long ago they moved, groaned, bled, and even now if you stand alone at dusk with only your breath in your ears, you might still hear them whispering. Welcome back to another episode of Myths Untold. Before the gods took Olympus, before thunder ruled the sky, the world belonged to older powers, shadows that breathed, wounds that never healed. The earth carried betrayal in its bones, and the heavens burned with the memory of it. It began with a crown and with blood. Uranus, the sky, feared his own children. He forced them into their mother Gaia, crushing them inside her body. But one son, Cronus, rose against him. With a blade he cut down his father. And when the sky bled, the stars themselves fell. Cronus ruled next. But like his father, he feared prophecy. He swallowed each child born to him, one after another, desperate to escape fate. But fate is not so easily silenced. One child escaped, Zeus. And when Zeus returned, grown and armed with lightning, the sky split again. The Titanomachy began, a war of gods against titans, old against new. The battle lasted 10 years. Mountains crumbled, seas boiled, the world itself screamed, and when the titans fell, Zeus and his siblings buried them deep, so deep the stars forgot them. But Gaia, their mother, did not forget. Her grief twisted into rage, and from her sorrow came new children, the giants. Not gods, not mortals, something between. Their bones were stone, their voices were thunder, their rage unending. They rose not to rule, but to destroy Olympus. And so began the Gigantomachy. This was no war of glory. It was grief turned into flesh. Giants with names that carried terror. Alcyoneus, Porphyrion, and Enceladus. Some were half man, half serpent, others shapeless, their bodies nothing but fire and terror. Even today in the valley of Palain, there is a cave that hums with their breath. Old shepherds avoid it, whispering that the rocks there still dream in the tongue of giants. In northern Greece, villagers say earthquakes are not the earth itself moving, but giants stirring in their sleep. One tale tells of a child who vanished near Mount Etna. All they found were massive footprints and a tree cracked in two, still smoking. Locals say Etna burns not from magma, but because Enceladus breathes fire beneath it. Sailors before storms still pour wine on the rocks for the ones below, they say, so they stay asleep. But not all giants were born of hate. Porphyrion wept before he roared. He dreamed of the world before division, when sky and earth were one, when silence was peace. But dreams that no one hears turn to rage.